We have shooting games, racing games, even action games, giving you an idea of how awesome this LG Display IPS panel looks. Fighting games, with even more shooting games. And we round it off with a colorful game, giving you my overall gaming review on the amazing Samsung Odyssey G50A 27-inch IPS monitor. Let's get into it. And before we begin, if you do find this video helpful, please leave a like as it helps the channel tremendously, and consider subscribing if you want to see more Samsung Odyssey G50A videos. Among the whole lineup of Samsung Odyssey line of monitors, like the G7, G70A, G50A, and the forthcoming Neo G8. So if you're into that, hit that subscribe button, as more content is on the way. Thanks guys. So friends, here we have the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X gameplay on this beautiful monitor, showcasing here 4K 60Hz and 1080p 120Hz does work on the PlayStation 5, while on the Xbox Series X and S we have 4K 60Hz with 1440p at 120Hz. To enable 4K 60Hz on this G50A, you have to disable Freesync Premium to be able to get the monitor to see the signal. But showing you here on the Xbox Series X both settings of 1440p 120Hz and 4K 60Hz. As you can see, everything is working perfect. Also giving you my settings right here. I go for picture pop for this video. As in my previous G50A versus G70A, I left it on standard to give you a realistic worst case scenario on the contrast look. But for this video, I do have this on PC RGB, giving you even more contrast. In case you were wondering how it looked, with PC RGB, this is how you have it, and it looks amazing. It looks way better than standard. Again friends, when I do versus videos, I want to give you the most accurate side-by-side comparison, but I always go for image pop, and in this specific video showcasing the G50A, I will put it to all its glory, and if anything is too bright or oversaturated, you can always lower it in the monitor settings. But it's good to be able to reach those levels than not. This LG Display IPS technology for the Samsung Odyssey G50A gets the job done. It looks amazing. It has enough brightness to overpower all your RGBs. I have tall LED lamps on the left, the right, up and down, and behind me. All the color is everywhere in this room, and you can see how brightness overpowers everything. And that's something to consider when you're looking for a monitor. It's not just about visually seeing the brightness, it's overpowering brightness to overpower what you got going in your room. But Battlefield 2042 looks amazing on this monitor. You can see here with Forza Horizon, I'm showing you both sections of this world. The cloudy, foggy dawn and the daytime heat. You can see the monitor handles everything beautifully. No smear, no trail, no ghosting, no nothing. Everything is spot on, crystal clear. And for the price of the G50A with that 4K signal acceptance, it gives you the best bang for your buck for future-proofing yourself with displays, with display devices, as you'd be able to connect a media streaming device, say a Fire TV stick in Apple TV, and still get that 4K 60Hz signal, as no media streamer can run at 1440p, so you'd get that extra clarity on this monitor. Again, for the 4K 60Hz. More monitors should be able to accept that, and this one does, and that just gives you more versatility with this monitor to do a variety of things, not just PC gaming. But showing you here Halo multiplayer gameplay, everything is beautiful. The colors are popping. The saturation of this monitor gets the job done. No complaints whatsoever. And the brightness is what puts this above and beyond the G70A. This G50A does have a black equalizer, just not as strong and effective as the G70A's version. But I'm happy that it does do something, not like the LG monitors that have a black stabilizer that really does not compare to the black equalizer that Samsung has here on this LG display. Remember, the LG monitors, the 850 and 950 series, are LG Nano displays. This is an LG display, and the black equalizer here does work, while the black stabilizer on the other ones don't have that effective, pronounced look. But many more versus videos coming up between this one and those LG monitors to help you make an awesome buying decision. Just giving you my overall review and impressions on this monitor, showing you a variety of things, as this is a gaming review. And we'll be getting to more PC applications, scrolling, texting, UFO tests, all that in the future. But for PC, for console, you cannot go wrong with this monitor. The prices are just about right. Find this on an amazing sale and you will not be disappointed. Showing you how images and videos look. Here we have Master Chief on one of my ambience Battlefield videos. The cool thing is, if you're gonna stream, or if you have ambient lighting like I do here in this video, the brightness and color saturation, of course if you have it at my settings, will overpower everything and you'll be able to see it with no strain on your eyes. Example, if you had the G70A with all this light going around, or a TV and all these things, the darker the image, the harder it is to see the monitor. So you have to have that brightness to overpower all those things. And you really can't tell unless you have it side by side. As you saw in my previous G50A versus G70A video, the brightness here on the G50A is easily pronounced, easily seen, and it may help you in certain situations. Now going to PlayStation 5 with this King of Fighters, you can see there is no smear, there is no trail, it's pinpoint, it's spot on. Totally surprised, totally happy with this monitor. It does not have any Gsync LED features as you can see in the bottom or in the back, nor does it have any speakers, but it gets the job done with vibrancy, with brightness, and the speed of the panel. And that black equalizer does put it above the rest of many monitors. I'm happy that it includes this black equalizer, as I love that feature on all my monitors that do have it. Again, when I talk about black equalizer and black stabilizer, they are completely different. The black stabilizer tries to do what the black equalizer does, but LG Nano IPS panels just are made different compared to Innolux or even this panel, as again, this black equalizer does do something. I want to say it gets 50% of the way there, like the Innolux G70A's version, but at least it's not like the LG's stabilizer that doesn't do anything or doesn't do anything as much. Again, you can't see it unless you see them side by side, and I'll show you that in a future video. The thing is, if you buy a monitor and that's all you see, and you're happy with it, that's all that matters. But I show you the differences, as there are differences. And when I do versus videos, there always is a winner, or a perceived winner, right? When we're looking at it. Whatever makes you happy, rules at the end of the day. I buy these monitors because I love this technology. I love all my monitors. I use them for specific things. And I'm happy I have the G50As in the arsenal to showcase it and to versus it versus many of my monitors, so you can see what's out there in case you were looking for a 1440p 27-inch IPS monitor. You can see in this action game, everything is crazy. Explosions, the brightness, the contrast, everything is there. And this is with a lot of ambient lighting. Remember that, friends. I have a lot of RGB going on all around the room. About 5 LED lamps, a TV, and a monitor in the background. My room is painted white, so the more ambient lighting you have, the blacker the contrast will look. And I say that because in a dark room, it won't look as nice, it won't look as contrasty as black. It'll look more grayish, but that's why IPS panels excel in ambient lighting rooms, especially if it has that brightness. Like this G50A does look brighter and technically better than the G70A in a fully lit room, daytime room. The G50A would win with that color saturation, overpowering with that brightness. You can't go wrong. Here I'm going to show you the strobing lighting effects with this monitor. I want to show you that it does not have any trails, any smear, any issues. This is one of my videos I have on the channel, and it does show there is no smear. It's spot on. And that's very important when you're getting a monitor, as some monitors cannot change or transition as fast, and you get some kind of blooming around the faces, around the nose, the center of that bright image, like the Gigabyte M28U, which I have a video on that versus the LG 27G P950, and it just clearly shows LG display or LG Nano IPS displays are pinpoint super fast. So let me tell you scene by scene what is happening with the M28U's local dimming. Did you see that? Did you see her nose? Look at her nose right here. This is not a contrast issue. This is not a brightness issue. This is a local dimming issue on the M28U. When there is a transition, it seems that the local dimming is trying to pump out and shoot out a lot of brightness, and it gets muddy, it gets blended in, and then it fixes itself. I've only been able to do this on local dimming. I've tried it with lower contrast, higher contrast, lower brightness. Everything comes out the same. It's a local dimming issue on the M28U. As you can see, the LG is perfect when it's transitioning. You could see her nose, everything is super clear. I thought there was a glitch or something, and I'm like, what's wrong with her nose? I tested every single option on the M28U, and the end result was that the local dimming off removed that issue. compared to the Innolux on the M28U, but the thing is the M28U and G70A both use the same panel and the problem does not persist on the G70A, so it has to do with the software-hardware combination that these manufacturers are using. And I will say the Gigabyte M28U, even after firmware F07, does still have that problem. So it's just something to note. You do get what you pay for, but with my panel on the M28U, it is slower. And it does show in the center of a bloomed image that delay in brightness moving up or down, but no problems on the LGs and no problems on the Samsung Odyssey lineup of monitors that I've been able to tell. But here we have some Call of Duty Vanguard gameplay. I'm telling you, every time you move, every time you shoot, everything is spot on. And that's what you want. I would say this is a very good competitive gaming monitor. You can use it for that because it's that fast. And with that brightness of 450 nits, according to rthings.com, and that 4K 60 signal acceptance on both consoles, you cannot go wrong with this monitor. That's the main thing, I think, is that 4K 60Hz signal acceptance for media streamers, media devices, PlayStation 5, and you never know, maybe the new Nintendo Switch Pro that comes out in the future, you need to have that 4K 60Hz standard, as many consoles may not support 1440p like the Xbox does, but it's awesome that the monitor can display it to future-proof yourself, so you don't have to go and buy another monitor, say like the Dell S2721 DGF, as it cannot accept a 4K 60Hz signal, only 1440p 120Hz or 1080p 120Hz. So that 4K 60Hz signal is needed and this monitor can handle it. But again friends, many versus videos coming out soon in the future to help you make an awesome buying decision. I have nothing but good things to say on this monitor. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's saturated, everything is amazing. Again, my settings will be in the description below, so you can get it as vibrant and colorful as possible. Overall, I think this is one of the best 1440p monitors on the market today for the brightness, power. That's the main thing. When you look at other monitors, compare this one, compared to what you're seeing, and make sure that it has at least a 350 nits in brightness power, as 450 is needed for ambient room gaming. And it is better to have that brightness than not, especially in that kind of room setting versus the competition. So just double check and make sure that the monitor you're getting has enough brightness just in case you need it. So friends, if you found this video helpful, please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you never miss out on a future Samsung Odyssey G50A video. I'll see you guys next time.